Hey, as we wrap up 2025, it's a very special After the Horn, the Hot Ones edition. And with that, welcome to After the Horn, the Hot Ones edition. We're going to get to the Wings and to Woody and Ron and Natasha in just a second. But first, fellas, you like the new furniture? Our friends at Furniture Row have set us up nicely.
Very nice.
We're going to get chicken wings and sauce all over it today.
We're going to ruin these chairs right away.
Furniture Row, well known, of course, throughout Colorado. So many people have done their shopping there. You can too. Real furniture, real value. That's their statement, and it's a family-owned company. It's an enjoyable, hassle-free way of shopping for furniture, so check them out. And we just want to thank our friends at Furniture Row for our new tables,
Very
our new
nice.
chairs, and for their support as well for us here on After the Horn. Woody came up with a great idea.
Well, we'll debate that later.
Woody, what was your great idea?
That we would be doing a copy of a famous TV show that's been on the air for years and years. And I like wings. Both you guys like wings. And we thought for the end of the year that what we do is we try 10 different hot sauces.
Increasing in
We're going to
heat.
do the official Hot Ones challenge.
Yes. And we'll see who can last the longest and who can get through this.
And just
It's a very simple
because there are two
process.
things that matter here: the Scoville rating, as we learned, a way you learn how hot something is. It's rated, and the other one is an enthusiasm rating, which Ron is just below 0 on.
Yeah, I'm not big into spices. I like my stuff kind of plain and mild, but I'm going to go with the flow.
Sort
I'm
of
going
like
to be
your
a good
career was.
Quite like my career,
Was
plain, mild. Didn't
So-
want to say anything.
Our friends from right next door here, from Walter's Pizzeria and Public House, and they have now almost 6 locations. They have 5 right now. They're opening up a 6th one soon in Highlands Ranch.
We appreciate this.
But they are the ones who have delivered the wings to us. But as far as the sauces that make our wings hotter and hotter throughout the show today, Natasha has acquired the Hot Ones pack. What the heck's going on over there?
Well, we've got our 10 sauces, so we'll go through. I'll tell you what the name of it is and your Scoville, and then you'll answer a question or try to answer a question. They're going to get hotter and hotter, so we'll see how far each of you
This
can
is our
make.
special holiday edition. The crowd's going nuts. So what do you have there? What's number 1?
This one is the classic, and it's got an 1800 Scoville rating.
That sounds
So
high.
This is our easiest one. If you don't like this one, then it's all downhill or
All
uphill.
right, so we're going to go
However
around
you
the
want to
horn.
define it.
Yes, and the
Are we allowed to say around the horn? But
Yeah,
we're going
sure,
around
we
the horn
can.
here.
And we just drop a
a
little bit.
drop on there.
Yeah.
So do you prefer the drumstick to the wing or the
Yes.
wing? You're in for both? Thank you,
No,
sir.
I like the drumsticks.
When can we start, Natasha?
Go.
Can we
Yeah, I will ask you the question. So first, we're
Well,
just
can
going to
we-
go with,
dig in?
100%. Go for it. Want to make it difficult when you answer me.
You know what? That's fine. But that's about hot enough.
Like, I'm out.
One and done?
Well, I mean, that's
I like
okay.
that. I like that flavor.
It's a little spicy
Yeah.
for me, but that's all right.
That's a good, solid
Yeah.
Mexican restaurant kind of hot sauce.
Okay, so with the easy sauce, we'll go with the easy question.
Okay.
Who do you think is the best team nationally and in Denver? Any sport, who are you looking at? Who are you loving?
Well, the Avalanche right now are the show. They're the real thing. We're taping this a few days in advance, so hopefully nothing's changed, but they are on a pace that's an all-time pace. And hockey is a tough sport to do it, especially because when we did this show earlier this year, both Ron and Woody told me what a hot seat Jared Bednar was on. I felt otherwise. I think his seat's pretty safe right now.
Did I say that?
No, I did.
Well, these two say something different every week and counteract.
That's true.
What's interesting about this is they're not the number one sport in Denver. That would be football. It used to be, in the early days, baseball. but not now. That's a
What happened?
bad fourth, maybe behind the Colorado Rapids, who are about to change their name. They're going to change their name and their logo and their uniforms. Maybe they can change their look because they're not any good either.
The Rapids may need to be chasing the Summit soon to be the most popular soccer team in Colorado.
Absolutely. And hockey nationally in North America is a third sport. Maybe even
Fourth?
people have said behind car racing, automobile racing,
You're from the South. You can go there.
professional wrestling. But the Avalanche are on a record pace. This could be. We go back to Patrick Waugh, and I think you did say this, that this team didn't have a Patrick Waugh.
Right.
It's got two Patrick Waughs almost.
Two Woods.
The Wood Brothers.
Two Woods. I don't know if it
You go with
equals
the
one
Avs or-
Waugh, though. Going with the Avs,
Sure.
definitely, and I'm also going nationally. I'm going to go with the two-time defending world champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yikes.
I don't like the fact that money being what it is, they're the best team nationally.
That
and they
luxury
proved it.
tax they just paid.
Yes. I mean,
$169
you know,
million.
it's almost not fair, though, how they can sign Ohtani and somehow he defers 98% of his salary and they figure out a way to get that under.
I
I
hate
don't
when
like
people are smart like
but
that.
we're not talking about money. We're just talking about teams and success. The Dodgers, for the last 2 years, have been the best team.
What do you got? What's on deck here?
Okay, well, we're going to go with
Uh-oh.
Little Dick's Big Flavor.
Say that again. Little Dicks.
I
Big
think
Flavor.
that's probably going to win best name from what I can
What's
tell.
the Scoville on this?
Scoville for this one is going to be 6,900. So that's going to be a big jump
Man,
from
there's
that
a lot of
1,800 we
double
just had.
entendres
That's-
with this particular sauce.
I think this is Little Dick's sports park, isn't it? Out in
Yeah, I like
Commerce
Dick's
City?
Sporting Goods Park?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So
Okay, so you
Just
guys
pour a little
mentioned
bit
a
of that
couple
on
of good players. Is there anybody again? Same question, just honing in a little bit more. Best player, favorite player in Denver and nationally.
We're so lucky in Denver. I mean, geez.
I know as far as Nuggets.
This is
Between
gonna be-
Jokic
This is
Yep.
going to be a big one.
This chicken
Hold
wing
on,
or
let me
this
take a deep
question?
breath here.
oh, that's great.
You know, Jokic and McKinnon are both,
Whoa.
you know, they're the best and they are
Really?
playing like the best.
That's. I told you I
Really?
don't like spices.
That's
That's
not
hot.
spicy. No, it's not.
That's hot.
Totally different flavor, though. Totally different
Yeah,
direction.
totally different
Got some-
flavor.
It's got
I'm
some
hanging
fruit
in.
in there.
I'm 2 in. I'm still alive.
This is ghost pepper and pear.
Good time
I
it's
thought
lunchtime.
the pear.
So you gotta have faith in yourself. You thought you were gonna be out so
The
early. You're
ghost
doing
pepper-
I
fine.
thought I'd already be out. I'm still alive, but I'm on intensive care right now.
Jokic may end up being the best player in the history of the NBA. So I would have to put him at the top of the list in Denver. He has just passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
For assists,
for
right?
most assists in the history of the league by a center. He will ultimately be first or second in triple doubles. He's averaging a triple double this season. He is the best athlete and would have to go on your Mount Rushmore already
Yeah.
in Colorado.
I
With
agree.
John Elway, Todd
I agree.
Helton, if you want to say that.
It's
and
Jokic.
Joe Sakic, who's going to probably be replaced ultimately if he plays here for his entire career and plays 12, 13, 14 years, McKinnon.
Yeah.
So we have been
So when they put
fortunate.
Jokic on that Mount Rushmore, they're taking down Kaz Matsui? Like, how do you do that? Is it a makeover? You take the old guy?
Arenado probably comes off the list for maybe most money that's been made by two teams. I think that in regard
yours or mine, Tom?
nationally,
That's yours.
Is that mine?
my pick is
My nose
Ohtani.
is
Yeah.
running already.
We talked
Ohtani's
about
a
the
show.
Dodgers.
You just took the word. You just took my thunder. I'm with you. Jokic locally, Ohtani in a landslide nationally. We've never seen anything like it.
So now
We've never seen anything like either one of them.
No,
Yeah.
we really haven't.
And it's interesting that they were not born in this country.
Yeah.
They didn't grow up. They came in here as immigrants, if you will, and look what they've accomplished. Sports now in this country are international, have always been
Yeah.
in hockey. baseball is becoming more and more infused with Asian players. We just saw another player come, and the Rockies didn't make a run at him.
And
Did you hear what
basketball's got the top 5 or 6 players in the NBA are from other countries.
The MVPs for the last 7 years
Yeah.
have been foreign-born players. But those two, I think,
Yeah.
Joker here and Ohtani.
I'll co-sign. What's next? What are we looking at? Because Ron is really digging number 1 and
keeping
2.
a good pace here, which I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
You're hanging. I'm proud of you. You're hanging in there.
I am a team
Exactly.
player.
I know none of you have really had to reach for anything. We haven't had
Well,
to call
I've had a
for
few gulps of water, but I'm okay.
I'm still
milk
waiting
or
for
ice cream or any of that.
my vodka tonic would be nice, but
Oh, I didn't know they offered those.
Well, we
I
were
brought
just
I have
talking
them
about.
makers on the rocks. That might help me at this point.
Oh, okay, because we could do that. Because you might.
that
you
I
might
would
stick
do.
around. You might.
I'd
win.
have a makers on the rocks right now if they have anything.
my
back-
guess is
Oh,
with the budget
there you
here,
go.
Well, that's pretty close. There's a little bourbon there.
Yeah.
Take a shot.
I think
I'm like,
You got any
Give me
ice
a shot
back there?
glasses?
Give me. You got a cocktail glass? Cocktail glass, ice, and a little bit of that. I'll go for that.
I just committed the sin. I got away with it though. I touched my
ooh,
eyes.
yeah, careful, careful,
Are you
careful.
allowed to drink like on?
No.
On
Well, there's no
podcast?
rules on
Podcast?
this.
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
What are they going to
I
do?
mean, what
They gotta
you
do
do
doc-
anything,
Are
right?
there
Who
any
cares?
rules in a knife fight?
No,
They're gonna
This
dock
is
your
a kni-
salary.
This is a knife fight, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, would you have eaten spicy wings on Channel 4, or or
I
ESPN?
wouldn't have eaten
Maybe.
spicy wings on Channel 4, Channel 9, or Fox.
Which one's this one, Natasha?
Okay, so now we're going to do Neil's real
Oh,
deal.
My goodness.
that.
you're
frosted
such a
mug.
sweetheart. Now we're good.
Perfect.
You guys carry on. And she gave me the big
What
rock.
about me? I can't have wings.
The big rock.
Honestly, I'll try
What
it.
kind
Why
of
not?
bourbon do we have here?
Would feel included.
Breckenridge. But I've actually had that
I think
before.
it's distilled right down the street here.
It is distilled right down the street.
Oh,
I know
not
those
in
those guys
Breckenridge?
are good.
Well, we'd like to thank them
Here's
too.
to the holiday, all of you.
Cheers.
My friends,
Cheers.
forever. My new friend.
2026
my two old friends.
Look
is
at
gonna
Ron,
be-
holiday cheermeister.
To all. I don't know if I can
Grinch
mix
reference.
this with
Okay,
this.
what
but
is the next
this will
sauce?
get me
Neil's
through.
real deal, another big jump to 17,000.
17,000. Good.
Smoked onion, that'll be interesting.
I
Probably
can't
goes
put
good with
smoked onion with Kentucky
the
bourbon.
bourbon.
Bring
Okay.
it
It's worth a try.
It's worth a try.
Come in, Skip.
Man, that's
Skip
hot.
is our partner. Why don't you have a wing? Or are you having a wing?
Thank you.
Natasha, are you joining me?
I am. I
All
figure
right,
why not?
yeah.
I don't get to do wings, but I'll.
Salute.
You get to do wings.
No, it's
This
vegetarian.
is going downhill quickly, isn't it?
I could eat your
Okay.
carrots.
You
All right,
does
so this
come
is
under
the real
heading of
deal.
Day drinking.
The
Look
real
at him. He's
deal.
really pouring it on. I
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
working with you guys. I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
I always go home and
Now,
have
what
a
do we
drink
got
anyway.
here?
The real deal. 18,000?
Oh, yeah,
Something.
this is gonna be-
17,000.
17,000.
May as well
I'm
be.
gonna
The
have
wings
a
are
little-
good. We
just
start with
a
that.
little
The
bit of
wings
that.
are
Yeah, Walter's-
The wings are excellent.
Walter's
Yeah.
wings are.
No, and I don't know
Making
if
it-
we
This stuff
touched
we're
on
putting
their
on
little
them that's a
bib
little,
shirts that they provided.
Yes. We even get T-shirts from Walter's.
So, as we all know, being the best
Tell
player
you
does
what.
not necessarily mean you're the most fun to watch.
That's not bad.
That's good.
That's not
It's
even as
Neil's
spicy as the
real
first
deal.
two.
Smoked onion, hot sauce. Nice.
Not bad.
So, wait, actually, different question. So far, are we thinking that all of these celebrities are being dramatic when they're crying and sweating and losing it? I know we're only on the third one, but
I'm sweating,
are
but it's
having-
only because of wings, spice, and a bourbon. That's got me sweating.
there you go. I know, I got the little
I don't feel
burn
the
in my
jump.
chest.
This is supposed to be quite a bit higher on the Scoville,
Didn't seem like it.
but Neil's smoked onions
But you're
nice.
also-
it's really
I
good.
Yeah, that's
actually
over
think
double
that's
good.
pretty good.
Yeah.
You're also getting accustomed to it.
Yeah,
And-
maybe that's it. I'm
Yeah.
going to go home and have a.
Another bourbon.
But you got one?
It is
Well,
the
that's
holidays.
one thing. I don't
Guess
think on the
what-
real hot
guess
ones
what?
they're ever
thank
drinking
God for
alcohol.
Natasha. I don't have to drink alone. You two clowns are leaving
Well,
me
no,
out here.
I'm waiting for mine.
Are you
Hello,
waiting for your?
hello.
Woody needs one.
What about Tom?
I am a bourbon drinker.
Yeah, so am I. We got to have a
And
holiday drink
I've been to
together.
Breckenridge.
Matter of fact,
many times.
let's get rid of these wings.
You know-
let's start judging bourbon.
I take my
There
family
you go.
to
Maybe that's
Breckenridge.
next year's.
Forget the wings. Let's just drink. Isn't this a better show if we have a cocktail? Right,
You just
Natasha?
drink and yap. Exactly.
You always think it's better.
I'm going to go home. My wife's going to say, "Well, how was it today?" And I'll go, "I don't know. It was really good."
Is that what you're going to say to the police officer on the way home?
Well, you know what? Somebody's going to be a designated driver. It won't. No, I'll be fine. I don't have far to go. One drink. One drink does not. What would the blood alcohol?
18,000 Scoville.
Maybe after 9 wings, that
The
they won't be
Scoville
the
effect
same
can
as
really be
the,
dramatic.
Yeah.
Messing with you.
You know, I was going to go smoke a cigar after this, but I might not.
He's going to get more wings.
This is our
well, now
holiday.
this
Do we
is
have a
feeling
question?
too easy
Is
on you
it-
guys. I'm just gonna go ahead. We're gonna.
Oh
do,
no! Don't go up to
Jump
the
on number 4
What was
now.
the question, by the way?
Well, it was just gonna be about who your favorite player is, because
You know,
just
maybe the hell
who's
with
the most
questions.
fun.
Let's just sit around and drink and eat and
There you
talk.
go.
Talk like
Wouldn't
we
it
do.
be better if we just sat,
Yeah.
drank, and ate and talked about whatever we want to talk
I
about?
think Alfred and CJ are trying that.
They'll do it better than us, but we've got a million
Okay.
things we can get into.
Let me change the question. This is what we can
Okay.
discuss.
Yeah.
Who was in your life your favorite player? You're a Red Sox guy.
That is a great question, and off the top of my head, I'm going to go with Ted Williams.
See, I think your boy's heart is really important. So I got to see Mantle play when I was growing up in New York.
Was he your favorite?
Well, he was my first hero.
Yeah,
But
Ted Williams for me,
he was
yeah.
at the end when I saw him. I saw personally the old broken down Mantle, but loved what he had been.
Yeah.
I loved studying what he'd been. So I would say my true favorite player that I saw in his prime would have been Willis Reed. And then my secret one was through all the stars on the Yankees in those late 70s, I liked the guy who was quiet, did nothing but hit, and it was Chris Chambliss.
Chris Chambliss.
Love
great.
Chambliss.
Can I, look at this. Hey, what do you guys get?
You got your tonic.
Thank
Hey.
you. Now,
Woo!
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yay!
Woodrow.
No, to seeing good old
Cheers,
friends
cheers.
again.
So far.
All right, let's,
I'll give you one more too from me.
wait, let's get rid of these wings.
Yeah, let's get rid of the wings. Just
Oh, no.
mine. You made a great point because Ted Williams. I was really young when he was. I saw the tail end of him. But growing up in Boston, for me, because he was only a couple years older than me, Tony Canigliaro.
Oh, the could-have-been
was-
story.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people wouldn't know that name, but he would have been one of the greatest players of all time.
Woody?
I had 2 as a child, and partially that had to do with into my teenage years, because that I was exposed to television sports. I wasn't as a kid, because I listened to the Cardinals on
Sure.
radio,
Yeah.
and so Stan the Man Musial.
Yep. I was going to pick Stan the Man for
But
you.
I've got 2 others. Bob Cousy. I just
Yes.
loved him as a
still
basketball
alive
player.
and still doing well.
And,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
met him in one of the nicest
Yep,
men.
he is.
It's all you ever hear.
You know,
Okay,
he's
you
like
brought up Mickey
97
Mantle.
years old.
Now I got a Mickey Mantle story, and I'll keep it short. But I did idolize Mickey Mantle, switch hitter,
Yeah.
all the athletic talent in the world. And so he came out with a book, The Mick,
Yeah.
and there was a bookstore in Denver, in University Hills.
I was
that
there.
Brought him in.
Yep.
I promoted it on radio that I idolized Mickey Mantle as a kid. I didn't get to see him play in person, that he was coming to town to promote this best-selling book. And the crowd was, I promoted for weeks and weeks, actually, because we were going to be the only place where he appeared and on the show. We were doing a remote. And he had friends that were out on, Billy Martin was his closest
Yeah.
friend.
Billy and Whitey.
And Billy
Yeah.
Martin managed here and became a fan of a motel restaurant that was on West Colfax.
Right.
So he was going to go there for lunch and have lunch with the guy that owned
Eddie
it.
Bones Pig and Whistle or someplace.
Something like
yeah.
that. So Mickey comes, and there's 5,000 people in that mall. If you were one of
Oh,
them,
I was there. No, I was there with the TV crew. Yeah.
It was the biggest turnout other than Dallas, which was his hometown. And the idea, which had everybody agreed on, the guy who brought him in from the bookstore, was that he would do an hour with me, and he would sign books for everybody that came out there. Well, Mickey arrived and had a strong breakfast. I'll put it that way.
Right.
He had been drinking.
Yep.
He was a bad drinker, and that was known throughout his life. And Mickey looked at the crowd and he said, I'm not signing books for all those people. I could hear him right over there. He was with his rep, and he was talking to the bookstore owner. And he said, I'm not doing an hour on the radio. I'm not doing an hour. I'll do 5 minutes, and
Yeah.
I'll sign 20 books or something. The guy said, well, you've agreed to all this. And so he said, he came through, and I said, you're supposed to do an hour. We can do a half hour, and I won't do any commercials, and we'll go through it. And he said, fuck you. This is a guy I grew up
Right,
with.
right.
Idolize
And he
him,
said,
yeah.
fuck you. And he didn't say my name or he didn't shake my hand or anything. And he went back through the crowd. And so the crowd now has got into what's going on. And,
Yeah.
and if you were there, and he said to the guy, I'm going to lunch. I don't have, which meant he was going drinking. And he said, I'll sign some books and give me some and I'll send them back to you or something. And so the guy went over there and said, we paid you like $10,000 to come in or something. And I'm going on the air with my introduction music, and I'm going to say, Mickey Mantle, who I've been telling you for weeks I idolized as a kid, has just told me,
Go
fuck
back
you.
yourself. Yeah.
Do something I can't do
Oh,
physically to
God.
myself. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do because these people have come out to hear
Yeah.
him on the radio, to meet him, to get the book signed. And something happened. To this day, I still don't know what happened. And I'm saying, well, here's Woody Page, and we're on KWBZ or wherever it was. And Mickey Mantle was supposed to spend the next hour, and there's about 5,000 people here at the mall, and it's packed and everything. And I'm about to say, and Mickey's not going to do anything. The crowd opened like the Red Sea had parted. Mickey sat down and he said, Woody Page, let's spend an hour talking. And afterward, I'm going to, whatever, they sweetened the pot or
Somebody
the guy
wrote him a
said,
check.
Somebody did
something
something.
happened. And I didn't take a commercial break, and people, I said, the moment I take a commercial break, he's going to be out of here
Yeah.
and be out of the mall. And so he did talk to me for like 40 minutes
Great.
straight. And then he got up and said, Woody, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. I want to sign all these books for you, all these people. And the agreement was made that everybody that signed a book, they would send them, they got their address, and they'd send him that he was going to sign like 100 books and get out of there. And I went, man, I'd met Bob Cousy, who was the nicest guy in the world. And now I met Mickey Mantle, who was
It's the worst
the
thing
big
about meeting
jerks.
your heroes.
Well,
you
they
know?
come in all stripes, like just
They-
like
they
real
really
people.
do. And I did a half-hour interview show for 15 years on Fox, and there were 3 or 4 people that I was so excited to interview, and
It wasn't there.
it wasn't
Yeah,
there. And then
you
were
got
other
to
people
see.
I thought, well, okay, and they turned out to be great. But I got a question for you. You threw out one.
Hold on, if we're doing another question,
Well-
we got to do another dab. Come
All
on.
right, one more dab. We're getting out of the
Los
dab.
Calientes.
Here's
You're
the,
hanging in
These are
there.
the
aren't
hot
you?
Here's the
ones.
question for you.
36,000.
Here's your question.
Ooh, double.
Best sports writer of all time.
Jim Murray.
Yeah, I
Jim
think
Murray.
I think
Dan-
the
what
sports
would you say?
the sports writers all say Jim Murray. I'd have to think about this. Woody Page
let me
comes
give-
to mind.
I'm going to give you an answer.
Dan Jenkins.
Yeah,
Dan
that-
Jenkins
Dan-
for me would be
go ahead and
way up
grab
there.
that.
Don, here's your.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell you the truth. Bill Husted, God rest his soul, interviewed me once.
You're not saying Bill Houston was the best
Oh,
sport.
Ron. Here, Mike.
Oh, sorry.
I know we're drinking, we're
And
winging.
We're drinking, we're eating. And in the interview, he said, it was one of those word association things. And he said, best writer.
good.
And I said, J.R. Moehringer.
Oh.
And the next day, Mr. Dipshit over here called me and said, what the fuck, J.R. Moehringer? It's me. So I would say it's Woody.
Woody. It's
Now,
Woody.
I would say of all the current, because Jim Murray, of the current group, I think Woody and Dan Shaughnessy are the 2 best in the country.
Shaughnessy's one of the best.
He is, but he's no better than you. You had the same. He had the same kind of style that you had, but you had it in a little more entertaining, funnier way. You were funnier than Shaughnessy. And I remember you once telling me this. You said, and I hope I'm not telling a story out of school. You told me, you said Kisla's a good columnist, but the problem he has, he writes negative shit 100% of the time. Every once in a while, you got to write something nice about somebody. And I always remember that he said that because every once in a while, he would write something glowingly nice about somebody. And not to get maudlin or sentimental, but he wrote one column about me 25 years ago, and I don't save anything from my career. If you walked into my house, you wouldn't know what I did.
Yeah.
But I do have one thing saved. I have his column saved, and it's framed in my office.
Well, I'll look for
So
that.
thank you for that.
Red Smith was the first Pulitzer Prize winner that was a sports writer, the New York columnist that was considered the best of all time.
Yeah,
Still
he
by
was
some
there.
people. So this group that owned a motel and a restaurant in North Carolina, small town in North Carolina, decided that there were awards for all the people in sports, but not for sports writers. And they read newspapers, and they read the New York Times. He was in that. And they said, why don't we give Red Smith an award? We'll have him come down, and we'll
Sure.
have a weekend. We'll have a big celebration. Nobody comes to this town. And so they got sponsors, the local grocery store and everything, and they decided to bring Red Smith down. Promoted this thing, and Red Smith, the week of the event, told them to go fuck themselves.
There's a theme here.
There's a big theme on these stories all have a
And
theme.
so they
Oh.
said, well, who's the second best sports writer? And a guy said, well, let's don't do that. Let's name all the best sports writers and broadcasters in every state.
state.
And we'll invite them to all come.
Yeah.
And so
Salisbury.
they changed it.
Yeah.
Salisbury, North Carolina. And both of you guys have won those awards, and I won a bunch of them. And so I went to Salisbury, and I went, there's like 20 people in
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
But they got all the attention in the whole world because Red Smith wouldn't come down there. They said, okay, we'll just do everybody. We'll invite them in, people who are from California, Vin Scully.
They'll come get an award. Yeah. You know, when I was growing up, Grantland Rice was my favorite.
Who's the?
I would say
I'll give you one.
I'll give you my two. The funniest guy I always thought was Rick Riley. Rick could turn a phrase. He was funnier than anybody. And but my favorite, because of the books he wrote more specifically, and his NPR work, was John Feinstein.
John Feinstein was good.
I mean, just for the Season on the Brink was an incredible book. And then he'd written some other great books, but I liked him. He's another God rest his soul guy. We lost
he
him
is.
this year too.
And you know what? To Rick Riley's point, incredibly talented guy. And I spent a ton of time with Rick in the late 70s and the early 80s. But Rick got very famous. So did Woody. But I could still call Woody a clown, and I could still talk to him. Rick got to where you can stop me at any point, okay?
I'm not gonna stop
But you like this, don't you? Yeah,
No,
because
just sitting here.
I don't dislike Rick, and I haven't talked to Rick in God knows how long. But we all got egos. Woody's got one too. But I could talk to Woody, and he still treated me as somebody that he had some respect
I'm
for.
a little disappointed because
Rick-
I'm going to get Rick on the other Tom Green
Rick
show
kinda-
soon.
Listen, Rick's good, but Rick got big. And he's saying nothing, but I know he kind
No,
of...
I'm going to say whatever I did. He worked for the Boulder Camera. I went to dress classes when he went to the University of Colorado, and he said, I'd like to be like you, and I like your writing style. And I had used two people as style of writing gods to me. Kurt Vonnegut, who had an incredible style. And,
Sure.
and when I speak to college classes, they have no idea. He's one of the greatest writers in American history, like Mark Twain, like a
That's a high compliment.
Yeah.
yeah. And the other was Jim Murray, and so I kind of fused their styles, and it developed into whatever it was. And Rick told me that he was kind of Jim Murray and me
Right.
and some others. I got him a job at the Denver Post. And it's funny. So we're covering the 1984 Olympics in Los Angeles. And Rick had left and gone to the Los Angeles Times as a writer, not as a columnist. And Jim Murray was still there. And so I got to be friends with Jim Murray, which was incredible in my life.
Right.
And Rick got closer because he was there and was sometimes columnist, but he's not. And so we are in the bathroom at the Olympics, and I said, I'm moving to write a general column. You got to come back to Denver. You're home and everything. And he said, I've got an offer to go to Sports Illustrated and kind of do a column. And I said, that's ridiculous. You need to come home.
That won't
Make
work.
it.
Yeah.
And I said, you'll be the columnist of the Denver Post, and I'll move on. We got into a fight in the bathroom where it's pushing and shoving fight. And I said, you're an idiot. You are going to go to, he was going to Sports Illustrated as a writer, not as a columnist. And I said, you just disappear into the...
Be another guy.
Ether.
Yeah, you just, whatever. And we are pushing each other into toilet stalls, and people are coming in and thinking that somebody's going to be dying at the end of this. Well, he goes to Sports Illustrated. He becomes the most famous sports writer in America. And so he gets elected Sports Writer of the Year in Salisbury.
Yes.
And he calls me. He said, would you introduce me? Would you be the guy? He went on to write a movie.
Yeah.
He had a great
He's
career.
written several books, including the last one
Yes.
about the
He had a great career.
Missing
Commander
Links, a
in
great,
Chief.
great book.
But you know what? He's right about that. We're
told him, but
we're
I-
all part of
but
like,
what you're
stealing
saying,
stuff from people.
yeah, he lives in Italy and
Yes.
in L.A. and he's in a different world. He's one of John Elway's best friends.
Yeah, he is in a different world.
I said to him once, this is my belief about Rick. I said, you're doing me, but you're doing me
Better.
a lot better than I did. And
Hey.
he did. He took,
Yeah.
I think, all writers, broadcasters, sportscasters, the guy doing football and baseball now replaced Vin Scully. Joe
Davis.
Joe Davis.
You can hear some
Oh yeah.
Well,
history
you
broadcasters.
I think in every
you,
broadcast.
well, you grow up
you
reading
hear-
or
yeah,
hearing
when you
or
were doing the Broncos, you had somebody in mind.
I can tell you, I had going into it, my whole style was part of like Warner Wolf, Maury Povich, Marv Albert, Jim Carvelis, and those were guys that I all got to know and love, and I proudly stole a little bit
yeah.
from all of them. And then you try to, when you get there and the light goes on, you know this, you try to be yourself, but you're, to Woody's
Yourself
point,
is part of that. Is the
part of that.
mosaic. Is
You're-
all those
you're
people you
influenced by all of that.
Yeah.
You know?
Who was it for you?
Well, for me, Marv Albert and Marty Glickman were the two guys because I was trying to explain to someone. Did you see the thing this week where the Philadelphia Flyers announcer got suspended?
Yes. Yes.
So, and I was laughing about it. I'm going, so few people actually listen to games on the radio anymore. But when we were young, half
all
the
we
games
did.
were only on radio. So you listen to those guys. And Marty Glickman, who I later learned his great story about being on the 1936 Olympic
Yeah.
track team.
Exactly.
And Marv Albert, I just thought he had it made. He'd do
I
the
think
5
Marv-
o'clock, 6 o'clock, go to the
Marv
garden,
was
call the
amazing.
game, do the 11.
He had the job that all of us wanted.
And both of you know the history of the three Albert brothers.
Sure.
Al, by the way, is watching this show.
Yeah, I'm
I got
sure
a
he
mess.
is.
I did.
Did you?
I got a message, and I said, "Oh, well, we're products of his sports hounds."
Well, exactly. And
Al
Al's a-
became a friend. He's
Yeah.
a friend of both of you. He was great. He was great. He got screwed around really
Yeah.
here. He should have been. It wasn't Kiki Vandeweghe. Somebody wouldn't hire him. Oh, it was Stan Kroenke. Kiki Vandeweghe was going to hire Al Albert to come back to do the Nuggets, and I thought that was great. He's going to do it on TV. And Stan Kroenke said, "I got a guy in Utah I can pay a third of what you're paying Al Albert."
Well,
He's
that
the-
was the genius of Carl Scheer, because Carl understood how important the broadcast was and how people received the team based on how the broadcasters told the story to the team. And he knew that Al was great, and Al was great, and Al had a great career. And I would put, when it comes to play-by-play guys, and just TV guys and broadcasters in general, I'd put Al and Marv up there against just about
And Steve.
anybody.
Yeah.
And
so-
Stevie,
And
too.
now Kenny.
Yeah.
People who don't know that they grew up in,
Yes.
I want to say Brooklyn, but it was one of the boroughs of New York City.
Western Long
And they'd
Island.
sit in their basement and they would recreate
Yep.
with the three of them, the three brothers. And the three brothers became three of the greatest.
You know, I worked with Al forever at
broadcasters.
KOA and Channel 4, and Al became such a good friend back in those days and remained a friend for a long time. And he introduced me to Marv. And at that point in my life, I thought it was so cool that I knew Marv.
Yeah,
I know
I
Marv.
You know,
used to-
it was
He lived close to me in Manhattan, and we'd go to dinner. And I went, man, I'm going to dinner with Marv Albert. But the Jim Murray thing amazed me that Jim Murray said, you know, I really like your writing, kid. And I went, it's because I copied
it off you.
But also, you're
We
like,
all did.
he's
We all-
reading me.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get on to the next sauce, because we do have to move on a little bit.
Yeah, because we want to get this done in the next 10 minutes.
But
But we're keeping him. He's
I know,
interested.
I know.
Yeah.
Well,
But I
that's why he's talking so much and trying to deter.
He's
He's
gonna
like,
slow
you
things
just
down.
keep it
I
moving,
didn't
then
think
you
I was
can't get
doing
with the
that
sauces.
much.
Just sipping my bourbon over
Sharing
here.
my bourbon.
Hey,
Yeah.
we're all excited because we want to thank our new sponsor, American Financing. And if you are, in fact, a homeowner, this time of year, as we shift the calendar to next year, it's a great time to wipe out debt and look towards 2026. The Fed, once again, dropping rates, and American Financing can access your home's equity at rates in the low fives, and that's a fraction of what credit cards are charging. So borrowers can save around $800 a month, which is like getting a $10,000 raise. They do it with no upfront fees, and you may be able to close as fast as in 10 days. You might even be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. You can call American Financing today, Colorado's home for home loans, or you can reach out to them at americanfinancing.net/green.
All right.
All right, we got to get back to the sauces.
We can pass the
And-
sauces around, but let's keep the conversation going. Let
Well,
me ask.
well,
we
I
have
let's
just
speak-
asked
we have to
Woody-
intro the
Well,
sauce first.
I was going to say, speaking of fives, we're on our fifth one. This is Dawson's hot sauce.
Oh, yeah,
It's
that'll be
apple
hot.
flavored, and it's 52,000.
52,000. This is named after Andre Dawson. Len Dawson?
It's
I
old
named-
I
world
was
bittersweet.
watching-
I think that's how I
named
describe you
I
guys.
gave him his nickname
Somebody out
when
there
he
will
was
laugh
with
at that.
the Denver Bears. They may have been the Zippers by then, and I called him, and it took me a while. I was wrong, but I called him Awesome Dawson, and I went, "That's stupid." He got a name when he went to Chicago,
The Hawk.
the Hawk. Yeah, so Awesome Dawson went away.
That's pretty hot.
But he was a good guy. I liked him.
I liked him too. I remember my favorite story about Andre Dawson. I'm sitting in the Channel 4 newsroom. That's a sports office, watching a Cub game because that's all we got back then. Cubs and Braves.
This is okay.
It's a it's a little hype for me, but
No,
so Harry Carey's doing a Cub game. It's in the middle of the afternoon, and God love him, Andre Dawson is at the plate, and he's talking to Steve Stone about a restaurant that he went to last night, and that the restaurant owner died of a heart attack that night, and he goes, "So full of life." And so stone cold dead today. Here's a ball to Dawson.
that's like rock solid, stone cold.
I got a
Which one?
question.
You think
I got
this is hot?
Yeah, I'm
I
I'm a
it.
lightweight.
It says it's got apple caraway. And you get the
Yes.
caraway. It's got that rye
okay, I
bread.
will say this: these are not
What's
as hot as I
caraway?
expected that they
the
would
seeds
be.
you put in like
this
rye
is the-
bread and stuff.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Present company excluded.
Oh, geez.
Who's the favorite person you ever worked with?
Doug. It's Doug Moe.
Doug Moe?
Yeah, I was just those 2 years I spent with him on the radio were
You know,
came at a perfect time, and he's the perfect guy.
I had an answer for you, and I was wrong.
Who'd you think it was? Kim?
Somebody you just talked to.
Yeah, Kim Christensen.
Yeah.
Kim, I told Kim, sadly, directly to her face, that she was my second favorite.
I saw you. I watched it. Who was the favorite person you ever worked with?
Now, do you mean
Like, I mean, like at the Post or even before then or after then, somebody who you worked with for a long time,
I
a fellow
thought you meant
writer.
like working with maybe an athlete?
No. I mean, a
I'll give
guy
you-
in
I'll
our
give you a
business that you
surprise,
work with.
but among athletes, I had the greatest relationship of anybody, really, in Denver with Tim Tebow, and that's not really well known. And he and I had totally different feelings about religion, but we discussed it all the time.
Oh, I didn't know he was into religion.
Was he?
Yeah, weird.
I had not seen.
You know, we got to wrap this up in about 15 minutes because I got to go to the bathroom. I'm at an age where I've got to go more
go
and
ahead.
more, and I can't hold it. I may have
I was
to.
watching a
at some
show
point.
there. I said, "Is it okay if I go to the bathroom?" They said, "Sure."
Yeah.
And he just sat there and he went, "Okay, okay."
Okay, I'm good.
That just took a
But who
second.
was beyond? I mean,
working
somebody you
with-
worked with, like another
A
writer
coworker.
or a coworker.
Here in Denver.
It doesn't have to be Denver. It could be anywhere. But probably Denver because you spent the last
Well, it could've been
50
a-
some odd years. Or at
Well,
ESPN.
doing a national show, I feel like you got to say Tony or
You
something
could
like
say-
that.
It could
If
be
you wanna say
Natasha
Tony-
sitting
Poor
right
sweet
next
JD,
to you.
who- I was trying not to take it personally because he said present company excluded. So I'm like, I know
I
it's
did.
me,
I wanted
but
to say not because
What
I sat with Tom.
well,
for,
what I wanted to say is I'd like a little bit more.
you know what? We
Fresh
can
start.
do
I'm not
that. I
driving.
could get a little.
If they could hear us,
We
they haven't
could get a
left.
little freshener.
Maybe we're doing the show by ourselves and everybody in there.
Well, we can go ahead and give you Scotch Bonnet Jerk.
What's the Scoville on that?
This one is 71,000.
71,000.
Working our way up.
That sounds like a lot.
Just a little.
Just
I don't know. I'm feeling like none of them mean anything.
a little
at this point.
freshener. Thank you,
Let
Ashley.
me tell
I'm
you,
good.
somebody. This
Ashley,
side story,
everybody.
but it's a short
Maybe
story.
baby bit.
I really enjoyed working against Bob Krasnick.
Kravitz.
You mean Bob
Kravitz,
Kravitz?
Kravitz.
Hey, how quickly we
Yeah.
forgot.
Woody, grab
he's
that.
He's in Indianapolis.
Is he
now.
still there?
Yeah, he's not with the newspaper anymore. But the story is worth telling.
Is this going to be a long
What,
story? Because
It's going to be
Usually,
really
yeah.
short.
okay,
Short.
I don't want to have to hold it.
Should be like at Bronco games. They've got a radio in the bathroom so you can just hear what's going on.
This is fun. I didn't think this would be fun, but I'm having a good time.
Yeah, the
Well,
conversation.
you like this. This is
Well,
what
I
we
like
do when we're not on the air,
I
really.
know. Before you tell the story, let me just give you my answer.
We can do this every week.
And Natasha will like this answer.
This is good.
Oh, your
This is-
mic. Right.
This is good. This is good. Tom, you're
Mike.
in there.
Oh,
Scotch bonnet.
I'm sorry.
At Jerk.
okay.
Yeah.
My favorite coworker of all time, is a woman that no one knows. Her name is Serena Ung.
I know Serena.
You know Serena.
I know Serena.
I can hardly talk about her without getting emotional. She was my producer of my interview show on Fox, and I knew her when I worked at Channel 9, and then I worked closely with her at Fox. She was, without question, the most important person to me, worked incredibly hard for me, for no credit, for no nothing, and I would try to give her credit on the air, and I never did a good enough job. She was as thorough. She was all the things that I was not. She was organized. She was thorough. She knew how to make calls. She knew how to hound people down. She knew every week we needed a guest. Any kind of special I had to do, I would always lean on her.
I love that you mentioned her. I literally, I'm
She was the
I'm
best.
always going through my photo files. Like
She
when I came and
was-
took pictures of you, I always, you as well, when I take these pictures, I just found holiday pictures, Serena and I down at South Glen Mall. And I was looking, I go, Serena, man.
She was the best. And, I would take her. She would go with me because she would produce all of these interviews. And she was an incredibly attractive, she still is, woman. And
Good save there, by the way.
Isn't that a good save? That's you got to get that. And these guys would fall in love with her, and they'd all be, I'd be like, hey. Her husband's a photographer here. But she bailed me out for the better part of 15 years.
That's nice of you
and
to
she would be number
pay her
one.
her due here.
And I've got a
somebody send
million
her
that would
this
be number
clip.
2.
Oh my goodness.
She'd be number 1.
Well,
And
good.
she'll always be in my Hall of Fame. I will never be able to repay her for all the work that she did for no.
When you put her on your Mount Rushmore, did you
Yep.
took down Jim Selania?
I had to take down Jim Selania. The only thing I remember about Jim Selania, I remember Buddy Martin writing a column
Wasn't
about
great.
Jim Selania, and he ripped him to shreds.
Buddy and Woody were tough over there in the Post.
Buddy and Woody, they threw some haymakers.
They were-
You and Buddy were
Well,
good
Buddy
friends,
and I,
weren't you?
when you talk about work with, Buddy and I attended so many sports events together. And he was the sports editor and columnist, and we would sit in at exhibition games. Hardest thing for a sports columnist is an exhibition NFL game that ends at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And your
You're
deadline is at
screwed,
11
yeah.
o'clock. And so we would sit there, and he said, what do you got? And I got nothing. I got nothing. And I look over there, and he's typing. And I said, what are you doing there? And he said, well, Elway's on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I'm just trying to play with that and, cover curses of
Right,
Sports
yeah.
Illustrated. He
The
said,
jinx.
but no, I'm not going to do that. I said, I'll take the hell out of that.
I'm in.
I'm in. That sounds great.
I don't have to worry anymore.
How
Thank
many
you.
times
So
have
we checked it. We're
Yeah.
at Pebble Beach for U.S. Open golf tournament. We check in the hotel, and it's like it's low 4-story, but it's about 5 different things in that area around Pebble Beach. And we said, are we close? And they said, not really, but you want to be close? And I said, yeah, I'd like to be on the same floor because we'd hang out. And it's a Rick Riley story, too. And so they said, here are your rooms. So we're going, and I'm walking to I said, we're on the same floor. And he said, yeah, we're on the same floor. We're in different buildings. Here's the Rick Riley story. Buddy Martin and I, who I work with. Buddy and I are covering the St. Louis Cardinals, Milwaukee Braves, Milwaukee Brewers World Series about
Early 80s.
82.
Early,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
82,
here's the
83.
deal. So we're in his room. It's the day of a game in St. Louis. It's going to be the 7th game. There's a break between 6 and so he said, order some room service. So I get potato chips and onion dip.
Yeah.
And it comes, and I sign it. And he said, how much was that? Because he was the sports editor. I said, $19. $19 for chips.
Nice.
And I said, I gave him a nice tip. so
So-
it's like,
So the Denver Post used to send 2 columnists
we would
to the
send-
World Series?
Yes, because it was me and Buddy. And he was the sports editor. He'd say, you and I'll go
The
to
good old
Masters
days.
every year.
The good
One
old
year
days.
at the Masters, we're sitting there, and there's typewriters back then, not computers.
yeah.
And he said, I just wrote a poem. And I said, what did you write? He said, hundreds of typewriters going click, 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 and producing shit.
I was worried it was going to be one of those limericks.
Yeah.
So we're in there, we're eating snacks, and I get a call from Rick Riley, who's a writer for the Denver Post, and he's interviewing Dan Issel in Kentucky.
Okay.
Dan had retired and was, but he had horses. And so he went
For
down
sales.
there to his ranch or whatever, farm and horses. And he said, I've spent 2 days with Dan Issel. Is there anything else I should ask him that you think of that I wouldn't know? And I said, well, what has been the theme? And so we talked for a few minutes. And I said, when are you going back to Denver? He said, tomorrow. I said, well, we're in St. Louis. Why don't you come to St. Louis? You can stay in my room. It's the 7th game of the World Series. I swear this is true story. And he said, I could do that. I've never seen a Major League Baseball game. This is the Rick
Wow.
Riley of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I said, well, check what what it would cost you more to go, and Buddy's approves things. And he calls me back and he said, if I go through St. Louis and I stay in your room, it'll be $19. And I said, Buddy, we could get some more snacks,
Or
or we could bring Rick Riley in.
What should it be? Let me think
I
about
swear
it.
that's true.
the onion dip.
He said, how much was the potato chips and onion dip? And I said, well, $22 if you count the tip I put on it, $3.
Oh, that's
And
funny.
he said, tell Rick to come here. We'll have him write the lead
Yeah.
instead of one of us writing
He
the
can do the
lead
work.
story and the other one writing column. He said, we'll have him in. We'll both write columns. Swear this true story. So he flies in. I changed to a room that has 2. I don't want him sleeping in the king bed with me. And we go to the game, and we got him a press pass and everything, and he's in the right field press
Right, the
auxiliary,
auxiliary,
whatever. Game ends. It's dark. We have been in 3 different places. And Buddy said, what'd you write, Woody? And I said, well, I wrote St. Louis. Oh, Milwaukee won the World Series. It was the 6th game or 7th game. Anyway, Milwaukee won. That's what I wrote about that. And Buddy said, I wrote it. And we turned to Rick and said, well, what did you write? He said, man, being at my first major league game, and it's the 7th game of the World Series. He said, I started my lead with, it just wasn't in the cards. And I said,
Really?
you could write anything, but don't
write that.
And he said, we didn't have cell phones in the 82.
Yeah.
He said, do you think we can go over to the payphone?
Yeah,
He
kinda like
called-
redo
he called, and that was Rick Riley's first major
foray
sports
into-
event. Yeah,
Fun for him.
So Buddy and I were like all over the world
Nice.
covering
Hey,
things.
speaking of Dan Issel,
Hold on.
Wait,
gotta-
we
we
gotta
Gotta
go
do
to
number. We were talking about game 7. We gotta
Did
do
you
number
eat?
7.
You didn't eat that. You got to.
I tried it.
It was good.
it is good.
No, you.
Well,
that
we're
was,
getting ready to go.
that-
We're
They
gonna
haven't
wrap
been
this
that
up.
hot.
We've only got a couple more. We'll
I
speed
saw
round
Dan.
them.
I saw Dan
Pepper
Issel
Ninja coming
the
at
Nugget
you.
Saturday at the Nugget game, and Big P looked good.
I
they-
have to
did.
get
They,
Dan on the other time.
Yeah,
show,
they-
You gotta get
OTGS.
Dan on.
They,
Love gotta get Dan
they
on.
just honored him. I
Yeah.
said,
They did. He was just there, and I talked to Dan
Ninja.
once or twice a year.
Oh,
and
Ninja.
it's
this
my
got an
bad.
interesting
I should
name.
do
Did
more.
you didn't pay attention to this, what she said? Ninja Napalm.
Okay.
No, I'm not even. I'm going to pass it right on to Tom. I'm just.
No,
You've done
come
so
on.
well.
I have done well. I'm proud of.
Dude, have another drink.
You don't want lime juice and curry
Hey,
powder?
I'll try it.
Hey, take your glass off of the new furniture. Over here.
Oh,
No.
here. Oh,
And make sure your mic
I'm
is.
already.
The folks at Furniture
Oh,
Row.
I put it here.
Here you go.
I can put it over here.
I think
There.
you can get through this one. This will be the one you can
It's
get
just Ninja Napalm. I mean, how bad could it be?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Let me see.
Scorpion peppers.
What is
no
what is the Scoville on Ninja Napalm?
biggie.
Is it a million?
133,000.
That's hot. Come on now. That's fucking hot. Jesus God.
Say that into your mic. Tell us how bad it
to.
is.
It said in one sentence.
That's it.
Fucking Jesus God. What are you doing?
My nose is gonna run till 5 o'clock.
You're not on the news.
And it's
Thank God for
8:30.
that.
I just say, yeah, I hope you guys don't have anywhere to be.
You know, I watch the news now. I can't imagine doing the news. I feel like I don't know how you feel. I feel like an old NFL player because I remember when I was doing the preseason games, I would stand on the side. God, that's hot. I would stand on the sideline, whew, and I would
Good.
watch
Here we go.
There's
practice.
nothing wrong with that.
And invariably, I'd sit there on alumni day with a couple of guys that I knew.
Oh.
And they would look at me and they'd say, "That's hot. I don't give a shit." And I
Woody got the late. Woody got the late vibe.
You got the late one. I'm
I'm
serious.
So happy.
Like
That
10
is
seconds
hot.
left.
We're going to finish this story. So I would stand there. Oh, thank you. I would
God.
stand there.
Oh, God.
And some ex-NFL player who I knew would say, "I can't believe I did that." And I go, "Why?" And he'd say, "It's too violent. It's too physical."
That's how you feel that news
And
is
I
now
feel
too
that way
violent,
about watching the news because
physical.
I don't watch the news
Thanks,
much.
Ashley.
That's great.
Thank you, Ashley. I don't watch it much, but when I do watch it, I don't think I could do it for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, no, I agree.
No,
and
I don't think I could.
I preferred it without saying that I couldn't do it or I don't like it anymore. I think I just say,
I choose not to.
well, I'm just saying. I'm glad I wrapped up when I wrapped up.
I am too.
I think it was time.
But you know what?
For me and for it.
Me too. And I got out earlier than you, and I just got to say, and we don't get into this much, but in this Trump era of politics, I'm not sure that I could have kept a straight face as much as I would have needed to do that day in, day out, week in,
'Cause you
week
really
out. I
do.
know, I'm about to blow my nose.
But
out.
when you are, the news anchor, you really have to almost be a cipher. You have to
do.
be. You don't let on.
You don't. And I would have had a hard time.
Now
with that.
everyone lets on, but it's tricky because you get defined. Everyone's dying to define you as us or them, and as soon as you let them know you're us or them, they'll never.
I have a question for both of you. I just watched on YouTube, it popped up bloopers by anchors, news anchors, local news anchors. And there's the man and woman doing the news. And they said there's been a bank robbery today, and police have supplied us with a sketch of the
Oh, it's a
Say
silly
that.
face.
It's just
No.
It's like a stick
It
figure.
looks
Yeah.
exactly like
It looked like a
looks
you know,
like
Yeah.
like a
the male anchor, and she's over there laughing, and he's
So Mike-
not paying any attention to it.
If
and
you
she-
ever do that, though, Natasha, if you go to YouTube and just Google in there famous TV anchor bloopers.
Well, wait. There's two things I got to say. One is, I did it for 40 plus years and never had a blooper.
Really?
Never made any mistakes. It was.
Man, I tell you, you're amazing.
It was-
I had about 6 of them that I can still find on.
But you said the crime sketch. Mike Nolan told the best story. Before Mike ever got to Denver, he worked in other towns, including his hometown of Buffalo. And in Buffalo, there was a guy who worked at WGR, which later became GRZ, I think. But the weatherman, guy named Frank Benny, does the early show, goes out and robs a bank, comes back and does the late show. So they finally identify Frank Benny as the robber. So Frank Benny is arrested and convicted of bank robbery. Apparently had gambling debts or something.
Oh
No.
my god.
So he is convicted of robbing a bank, which he was able to do in between shows, out of desperation, of course. Frank serves his time, it's shortened for good behavior. He does a couple years. He put him right back on the air.
That's crazy.
Got a cold front coming in off Lake Erie here. Got the
Well, no,
handcuffs
there's
on.
a million stories.
What do you think would be your worst? What are your worst?
Oh my God. I don't know how.
While
to
you're
rate
Well,
it.
here, as we're talking
So,
about the
I'll tell you
worst, this
one.
is notoriously the bomb beyond insanity.
I can't go
It's not the
anymore. I'm
hottest,
done.
Sure
but
you
it's
can. You gotta-
apparently
No, I
the
can't.
grossest.
That last one threw me for a loop.
This is number 8.
So he's out.
We're so close, Ron. You're
I was
almost
sitting
there.
I was sitting on Channel 4 one day with Marty Aarons when he was doing a story about Colorado Rocky Mountain oysters. Called them bull's
Ooh.
balls or
Yes,
whatever.
well,
And
that
they came
is-
out to me to do sports, and I couldn't really get I couldn't get a handle on
That's
it.
just a pass
There
through.
was a famous woman anchor at Channel 4.
What's the number?
Oh,
Madeline
yeah.
McFadden?
135.
Yeah, it was
Thousand.
her. I sat with her.
Yeah.
I sat with everybody
So it's not a
at one
big
time
jump.
or
Again,
another.
it's mainly just gross.
People loved her. She was
People
gorgeous.
absolutely loved
Oh
Madeline.
yeah, and she said things like she said, "Well, today
She was
in
very
Europe,
nice. Yeah.
the douche mark."
Okay, I was also sitting next to her when she said douche marks. Okay, it was me, Bob Palmer, Madeline, and Larry Green, and she said douche marks. And what I remembered about it is Bob Palmer, God rest his soul, he had his glasses on, and when she said it, he looked over at me like this.
Oh, forgive me,
And I couldn't stop laughing.
Ron. You gotta have this. This is the greatest hot sauce. It's not hot.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
That was our smallest jump. It actually doesn't go up too high. And
Are
I'm
you
good.
kidding me?
oh, you don't.
I
you,
do remember
This
her.
is the worst. This is,
That's tell
this
him,
is
Woody.
like-
Be honest. It's like your hair is going to grow.
The hardest part about a blooper isn't the blooper.
It's the
It's what happens.
after the
Oh,
blooper.
God. Have you tried this yet?
I just did. It's really hot.
It's,
I was
You
about
guys,
to ask:
I
is
last-
this your
I
competitive
lasted-
side? Or are you just incredibly stoic
Oh,
and good at this,
God.
or
no,
are you
it's-
unaffected?
I guarantee you, if
Here.
they think that's hot, it's good for all of us.
well,
that I didn't
okay,
do.
Let's
it.
that
give that
one.
to Natasha.
We'll rapid fire.
What's
We've
that?
only got 2 left.
Give it back to me.
That
Let me
was
get-
135.
Let Tom and Woody do it. 'cause
820. This
Oh,
is our
that is-
biggest
Here,
jump.
here.
I can't
You're
have
right
that.
about the bloopers.
Why
though.
can't you have this?
So
I'm
in the old
vegetarian.
days, when we used to have people in the studio,
well, just
not
put it
robotics,
on a
and when the
finger and try it.
camera
Remember that?
operators and the floor director would all fall out
Give me one of your
laughing,
carrots.
you knew you'd
I'll try it.
done it bad.
You knew you'd done it
Oh,
poorly.
carrots.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember a lot of them
Yeah,
like that.
I didn't know you were
The bomb. You don't want the bomb.
No, I don't want the bomb.
No, you don't.
But I do remember. I do remember douche marks. That was a
Well, but
classic.
she also, whoever, Ed Nelson or one of the weathermen, she said, you know, what about the snow? You probably
The 6 inches.
No, it was 8 inches.
Whatever it was, yeah. But there have been a lot of good
Oh
ones over
God!
time.
Oh, I'm
I've
I'm,
always considered myself lucky.
I'm dying.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
dying.
I can't literally, guys. I'm trying to hang with you guys.
Bob
We got
Crab.
9 and 10 left.
So
Yeah.
the Bob
Yeah, wow,
Kravitz.
that was
There was
okay. Our bowls Scorpion, 820,000.
We're
Oh,
losing
God.
control on this quickly. We need to wrap
Losing
this up.
control.
Yeah, we need. It's.
We're gonna
You know
do
what?
that.
We're way past
Oh,
our
God,
time.
that's- No, but I was going to tell you the Bob Kravitz story, which is
You got to.
You gotta grin and bear it. Woodrow.
there was a newspaper.
He's like, if I just pretend she doesn't
There's
exist,
a
then-
newspaper war, broadcasting war in
Yep.
Denver for people who missed it.
It was fun.
Kravitz and I are on the way to Broncos Super Bowl in New Orleans.
Right.
And he said, I've never been to New Orleans. Can you tell me some stuff about it? I said, well, I'll take you out one night. And he said, how about tonight? And I said, good. Yeah, we're getting there before the Broncos.
Yeah.
Said that. So we leave the hotel. We go to an oyster bar. I get 12 oysters, and I pour hot sauce on it. And
Here you go.
horseradish and the whole thing. And he goes, boy, this is great.
We're
This
all
is fantastic. He said, let's get a dozen more. And I said, this is pretty hot and stuff. I said, okay, bring us that other hot sauce. Bring that. So we had that. Then he wants to go to a jazz club. So we go to a jazz club and we drink. We go to Pat O'Brien's. He gets a hurricane. He said, I like this. I'd like another
Yeah.
hurricane.
Good
So
play.
then we go to, he wants to go to a strip joint. Go to a strip joint. I won't tell you what happened there, but it was $170 later for him. And we're going up,
170.
we're going up and down Bourbon Street. And he said, we need to get some dinner. So we stop in and get, blackened redfish or something, pour hot sauce on it. He said, so we go to the place that has the beignets and the chicory,
Oh, I can't remember the name, but yes.
the cafe Cafe Du Monde.
Dumond.
And so we get a dozen of the donuts. And we leave, and he goes, man, it's been an incredible night. You showed me all of them. I said, yeah, great. So we're getting a cab, and we get in the cab, and Terry Bradshaw comes up, and he said, Woody, can I join you to go back to the hotel? I said, sure, go back to the hotel. I've shortened this story by an hour. The next day is the media day.
The circus.
And so we go, and there's 4 or 5 writers from the Denver Post and 4 or 5 writers from the Rocky Mountain News. We're all there, except Kravitz is missing. And somebody says, well, where's Bob? Bob's been in the hospital since last night. He was carried by the ambulance to the hospital.
Gary, Bob had,
And I
had earned his
turned to all the guys, and I said, I got my guy. Now it's up to you guys.
So the Broncos losing 55-10 was nothing
Was
compared
nothing
to
compared
Kravitz.
to that.
He was in the hospital for a week
Oh,
because
man.
the second hurricane and stuff like that.
You took him to a strip club. Can I tell you my favorite
Well,
strip? My
they
favorite.
asked for-
Do-
they
are,
asked
are
for
we done?
chips.
Or are you guys tapping
I'm
out
done.
at 8? Well, yeah,
I'm
you
done.
We
tapped
haven't
out a
had
while
the last
ago.
one.
We have two
We have
left.
2 more.
Tom and I.
I've been
two
trying to
more.
hand this to you. You
oh,
were ignoring
God.
me.
Well, yeah. Did you try it on your
I
finger?
did. Oh, you were looking that way. I've been like,
That last one
Tom
was,
caught it. Yeah, that one was rough.
My favorite strip club story. The Houston Rockets are in town to play the Nuggets.
Everybody has a
I
favorite
know.
strip club.
So my late great friend Kim Hughes.
Take one
I'm
back,
passing
pass
it
it
to me.
around.
I want Rhonda.
I'll
Smell
touch
it. Smell
I'm
it.
moving it aside. No, we're not going to do that. That's
the Scorpion, Arbol Scorpion,
No.
has probably got a
No.
billion.
no.
Positive
anyway,
masculinity. He said, I know when to quit. I
That
don't
one's-
need to show off.
That one's not. That's not as bad as the bomb.
Go ahead with your story.
Oh, it's a quick story.
Oh, yeah.
So Kim Hughes says to me, calls me and says, hey, let's go down and catch the Rockets-Nuggets game because he was in town for something. He goes, because I want to go out with 2 good friends of mine. You'll like them. One of them is Mike Bratz, and the other one is Craig Elo. I said, okay, so we go to the game. So we're in the, that loading dock kind of area at McNichol's there. And Craig Elo comes out and Mike Bratz comes out. And they say to us, hey, do you mind if we bring Akeem Olajuwon with us? I'm like, I don't give a shit. Kim goes, no, I don't care. So Craig Elo looks at me, who I didn't know at all, and he says, well, if Akeem comes, we got to do what
Gotcha.
Akeem wants. So
Got me.
Akeem comes out, and Mike Bratz says to him, what do you want to do? And Akeem says, I want to see American TTs. So long story short, we're at Shotgun Willie's. The 4 of us are having cocktails up at the bar, and Hakeem Olajuwon's got $1,000 in $10, and he's out there having a great time. That's it.
I go to Steamboat Springs to play in a charity golf tournament.
We
up
have
there.
really. This has gone into the toilet.
Craig Morton and Craig Penrose were the top 2 quarterbacks of the Broncos. They're playing in the charity tournament with me. We go out and get stinking drunk the night before the tournament starts. They're sliding down the banister in the hotel, and they both fall and land on each other, and they both get hurt. First day of practice is when the tournament ends. They're both like they've twisted their ankles and
Hurting.
their knees and stuff. First day, and Red Miller announces, he's still the coach, that we're going to start practice training camp without our top 2 quarterbacks. Craig Morton was throwing to some wide receivers and twisted his leg.
Yeah.
Craig Penrose was, in California, and he stepped off a curb. And I'm sitting there having to write about this.
Really? Really? Is that what happened? Really?
And so I'm writing. It's the only real lie I've ever written in my life. Craig Penrose, he injured it.
Well, you got to just quote the guy then. You just got to go with what Red said.
So anyway,
How's Craig Morton doing?
he's in California. He
Gotta
was
be.
responsible for. He was the one who put together the '77 celebration this
Celebration.
year.
Okay.
He works for Stanford, Cal,
Cal.
as a fundraiser.
Alma, yeah.
He's
Cal.
got a title of some sort. He's like all of us. He's
Yeah, I love
older-
Craig's
older
got to
guy.
be.
But he seemed
Craig's got-
better. The last report I saw was a
That's what-
writer had just gone out
Ed
and
said
seen
he
him.
wasn't doing that well.
No, the one I saw,
Can we
he
get
was
to the
doing
last
well.
one?
because I'd
Well,
heard,
I heard he
did the last
wasn't
one?
doing
No,
well,
this
but this
is
was when he was in North
I was gonna let
Carolina.
them
I'm just
finish
glad
this.
to hear
Okay.
that he's doing.
Yes,
but
that's
Craig's got to be early to mid 80s. I
yeah,
would
he's in
say.
his 80s, I think.
Craig was a
so
great
97
athlete.
1997, 1977, Broncos go to the Super Bowl. Craig Morton has had a great year for given the defense. He didn't screw up things. And so we go to New Orleans for the Super Bowl, another Super Bowl in New Orleans. And I said to Craig, I'm writing a book about the Broncos. I've signed this deal. Would you mind taking a tape recorder, and it was this size tape recorder, and just at night, and here's 7. I got 1, 2, 3, and just give me 2 minutes or something, and I'll put in your journal from the Super Bowl in the book. And he said, yeah, I'll do that. Nice guy. And so Super Bowl ends. He has a 0 passer rating.
Right.
He's been
Empty, sacked, crushed.
I mean,
Norris Weiss came in.
and so I met with him, and I said, you got my tape recorder? He said, I'm not giving you back the tapes or the tape recorder. He said, I can't do that. I said, I'll edit it. I know it was a tough week for you. So I get the tape and I listen to it. He said, we've arrived in New Orleans. My left guard, Tom
Glassick.
Is
weighs
210
203
pounds. He says, I'll let me finish the story. So I said to Craig years later, what do you mean? He goes, Tom smoked his body weight in marijuana. He weighs 203 pounds.
Well, and
this is not going to go
and
well. And Tom is a great guy.
He had teeth problems, and he couldn't eat, and his sister was like giving him soup through a
Yeah, Tom
straw.
is a very intelligent guy.
And he said,
yeah.
when I saw
Yeah.
Tom Glassick, this is on the tape. He says, when I saw Tom Glassick get on the scale, and he weighed 208 pounds. They've got 4. They were, what would they call the killers?
You know what it was? Harvey Martin,
Too
Ed
Tall.
Too Tall Jones, Randy White. They
White.
were like a Hall of Fame.
and he says into the microphone in his hotel room, we got no fucking chance. And if you listen to this, Woody, don't put that in there. And so I never saw it till afterward. So they go through the weekend thing. And so I'm listening to it. Wednesday, he goes, Tom Glassick has gained 2 pounds. He said, we've got no fucking... He sang that every night. And so, you know what happened? Broncos have a terrible game. They have never in the history of the Super Bowl named 2 defensive linemen stars of the game, and it's
they did
Harvey
it that-
Martin.
Harvey
and,
Martin and
Tall.
Too Tall Jones.
Yeah.
You know what's bad about that? I don't know where my keys are right now when we go.
But
And
you
I'll have to
remember,
That's
look
a good
for 'em.
thing. That is a good
It's
thing.
a good thing. I can name for you the 22 starters
Yeah.
on that team. Isn't that bad? Because that shows I have no life,
No,
really.
that's
No, it
just-
does.
that's your
the
hard
fact
drive.
that it's, and you know what's amazing? This was about a year ago. I was thinking about the 22 starters. And I started to write down the reserves. How many of them are no longer alive?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a few.
Well-
Like Mike Mottler started
Yeah,
at center. Paul Howard was one of the guards. I mean, you go down the list. Paul Howard was in the Elway
yeah,
doc.
the great soundbite.
Paul
Yeah.
Howard popped up, and I was like, God dang it!
But to play on that
Howard.
77 team, you have to be now 70 and
Well,
above,
hey.
70 and 80, which sadly the toll of playing professional
It's
football.
just, Claudie Miner's still around.
Yeah.
Jumbo Andy Maurer was on the other side.
Foley.
Classic and Howard, the guards. Mike Mottler, the center. Odoms, Ron Egloff, Boyd Brown, the tight ends. Norris, Craig
Backup.
Penrose, Morton, Lonnie Perrin, John Keyworth, Rob Lytle, Otis Armstrong. I know it's bad. I know all those. It's just it's
And the backup offensive lineman, Glenn.
Glenn Hyde.
Lumpy.
Glenn Hyde, who I still see to this day.
Saw him on the golf
So-
course. He's
Yeah.
always out on the golf course.
He's had a stroke.
had his
so
health
doing
issues.
So
well.
the team
Yeah.
put in the locker room in New Orleans, they put the famous, infamous striped socks that were
Yep.
for
Yep.
people that have no idea of this, but when they started
The vertical
what,
brown and
vertical-
yellow socks.
they put to remind the team of its origin, that how bad it was.
Yeah.
They said, we'd like for you to wear them in pregame warm-ups, just as a memory to the 1960
Yeah.
team. Everybody threw them in the garbage except Glenn Hyde wore them. One guy on the team wore those socks out, and it was Glenn Hyde.
Lumpy
who
is the
Glenn
great
Hyde-
survivor.
Personality.
His
Yeah.
career ended shortly after that, and do you know what he became? He became a bag hand.
At Frontier
Yeah.
Airlines.
Yeah.
I've
So
kept up with
speaking of
Glenn.
survivors, this is it.
Yeah, I
this
was
is
going to
number
say,
10.
speaking of
done?
the end,
Yep.
This
Let's see if
Okay.
you and I can
last
make
show
it.
of the year
Last one is
and
this.
last dab.
All right, Woody, for you.
And it's
the-
tradition. You're supposed to put 2 dabs. This is supposed to be a little extra.
Okay.
And it is 2,693,000.
Oh, I got
What's
that.
it called?
The last dab.
Last dab.
And
All right,
I've-
Woody,
after
the-
Guinness
after I do
World
this,
Record
Ron,
for-
I'm going to start singing "Shannon, I've gone."
Shannon is gone, I swear.
No,
She's
Shannon, I've
15
gone.
Coming home.
Okay, so the 77 Broncos, while we're on it, the 3-4 defense, the starting three, where we all know
Oh, that's
them.
a good dab.
Lyle Alzado, Barney Chavis, and Reuben Carter. Can you name the 3 guys that played behind them that played every third series?
Brown.
Nope. I know them.
Uh,
I can give them to you.
John Grant?
Nope. John Grant
Yeah, it
is
had to
one
be
of them.
John Grant.
John Grant,
Yeah.
who I think still lives up in Evergreen.
I have seen John around.
Yeah. John Grant's one. One of them played in Denver for a very long
Oh.
time.
ah,
Yeah,
Oh,
you
it's
can't do
immediate.
that is the most sick.
that. You can't do that. How is it,
You
Tom?
could do it. 3,
Go
2,
ahead.
1.
I don't want to get sick on the end
This
of the
is
show.
the worst.
The last dab experience. I have a hunch when it doesn't kill you right away, you know it's coming.
Are we
Yeah.
almost done?
That's it.
Who are the others?
Is
though?
that
Name
it?
And I was
the
going to say,
I can give you
last
the other
thoughts
2.
for the last dab.
Okay.
We can wrap this
the,
up.
The 3, okay. Barney,
Oh, God.
Lyle, and Reuben were the 3 up front. The 3 behind were John Grant,
Oh,
Paul Smith, and Bryson Manor.
Bryson Manor. 66, I think.
Bryson Manor. Yep.
oh.
The starting linebackers, everybody remembers Gradishar, Jackson, Rizzo, and Swenson. Do you remember the couple that were behind them?
No.
I do. Larry Evans
Oh, yeah.
and Rob Nairn.
Nairn. Well, Larry stuck around for a while.
Yeah, Larry was around.
You know, God.
So, Woody,
He
this
didn't
is
need
this
it.
is your
Oh, my God, this
idea,
is-
you know.
Guys need something.
Then we need something. Can we call it a day here?
Yes, you're done.
But it was a rousing success.
I am.
Yeah.
I believe so. Thank you.
What you've just talked about has brought tears to my
And it's made my nose run.
Is
And my
anyone,
mouth
is
burned.
anyone going to find this entertaining?
No.
Also,
No.
I certainly am.
do you remember when you used to eat stuff so you'd enjoy it?
God.
Those were the days.
Let's call it a day. We
That's
gotta-
it. Well, and these are real
Wrap
hot
it up,
sauces.
Tom.
Like there are people out there that will eat
afraid
that.
of
My
life.
dad's one of them. I could bring this home and he'd be like, "Oh, great, delicious."
This is the last one, the last dab, and that's it for our Hot Ones show. Thanks
Hot
again to
ones.
our friends at Walter's Pizzeria and Public
It
House
was
for
an
giving us the
incredible
wings.
success.
The wings were great before we put that shit on.
The wings were really good.
Yeah, before we did that to it.
Oh,
But
You know,
Ice
here's
cream's
what I've
great.
learned
Bourbon's
today.
great.
bourbon, hot sauce, ice cream, and wings are not.
You
a
could
good
pour
is
the
your new
bourbon on
diet?
the ice cream.
I want to thanks again to Furniture Row for our new furniture and for their support. American Financing as well for joining on as a sponsor. We appreciate them. And
can barely get to work.
I'm just trying to wrap this up here.
It's enough. Let's get these shirts. Let's go.
And we want to thank you for enjoying our show.
call.
We'll see you next
911.
year. That's it.
President Clinton, send in the National Guard.
They're killing the
We're
Patriots.
killing the Patriots.
God, I can't touch my eyes.
Yes, be so careful. Oh my
I can't
goodness.
see.
Tom, say goodbye. I got to go.
Oh,
to
he's
the
crying. Can we get a zoom in?
We're done.
bathroom. We're done. Are we done?
We're done.
Adios.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.